really get any attention from the people there. It'd be really hard. I haven't showered in 6 days. I haven't done anything.
First at 6, the Milford, Massachusetts high school student with an expired visa detained by ICE is free on bail tonight. 18-year-old Marcelo Gomes da Silva just spoke to the news media. We carried that live at 5 o'clock, saying that he was held in a detention facility with older adult men, and he says that they were sleeping on concrete floors and eating crackers for meals. Good to have you with us tonight. I'm Patrice Wood.
I'm Gene Valicenti. ICE was looking for his father, but grabbed him because he's here illegally too. And there's no apology from the feds tonight, despite measurable support from the other side, as NBC 10's Gabrielle Caracciolo reports live from Burlington, where he just walked out of the detention center. Gabrielle?
Yeah, Marcelo Gomes da Silva is no longer staying in this Burlington detention center. He is now on his way back home to Milford. He says one of his first stops was to McDonald's for some chicken nuggets and French fries, because while he's been here all week since Saturday, oftentimes they were only eating crackers for dinner.
I don't want to cry, but I want to say that that place, it's not good. It's not good. Ever since I got here, they had me in handcuffs.
After days in federal custody, Marcelo Gomes da Silva is out on bond.
I'm extremely happy. Like I said, all glory goes to God.
The 18-year-old undocumented Milford teen was detained by ICE agents Saturday on his way to volleyball practice.
When I got here, the woman said, she was like, do you know why you're arrested? And I said, no, I don't. She said, because you overstayed your visa. You came here in 2013, and in 2015 you overstayed it. And I told her, I was like, ma'am, I was 7 years old. Like, I don't know nothing about that stuff. Like, I don't understand how it works.
The feds say they were targeting his father.
I don't want anyone to touch my dad. I want my dad. My dad would call me at night with my brother and sister, and he wouldn't stop crying. And he would talk about how, like, he can't even go outside. Like, why? Like, there's no reason for this. You know what I mean? Like, my dad has never did anything wrong. My dad's everything to me. He's never, everything I learned was from my dad.
Gomes da Silva says while inside, he wasn't able to see the supporters protesting for his release, crediting his faith for getting him through the week.
It'd be really hard. I haven't showered in 6 days. I haven't done anything. The only thing I could do is thank God every day.
These immigration proceedings will continue while he's out on bond. His attorney says they filed an asylum application, and he is on his way back home to Milford. He says he's excited to hug his family and see his dog. And right there in Milford is where we pick up our Team 10 coverage live with Temi Tope Atalaya. Temi?
Yeah, Gabrielle, that rally was scheduled for today here on Spruce Street for Marcelo. But his fellow students, fellow peers gathered here today to share their thoughts on his detainment, as well as giving him words of encouragement at this time.
I just don't think it's right, anything that happened to him, especially for such a good guy like that. Like, I get it for, like, other people is different, like, on how, like, things they've done. But for a guy that impacted everyone so much and just brought so much joy to everyone, it's just not right.
I'm not an immigrant myself, but I know and I can feel the struggles for people who are, and why, you know, why this whole situation just sucked as a whole, because none of this should happen. You know, students should have to live in fear. God always said to love your neighbor. You know, he never said anything about deporting them, and I know that for a fact.
Love you. We miss you. We love you. We hope you're doing well. We're sending prayers. You know, hope you're doing well. We can't wait to hear from you. We love you.
We also spoke to supporters here about their overall thoughts on the citizenship process. Here's what they had to say. We know that he came here with a visitor's visa and then had the student visa, and then that was expired. What are your thoughts on that? Do you feel, or do you maybe hope that he will go through this citizenship process?
I do hope he will. But one thing is, we don't know the backstory to that. Was he aware of that kind of status? When I was 18, when you were 18, were you thinking about legal things? Was that on your mind? It wasn't.
So there are those who would say that, well, every year in Rhode Island or in Massachusetts, you have thousands of people who go through the citizenship process to become a citizen. Why wasn't that the situation here? You've kind of already touched on that, but just getting more of your thoughts on that, if you can elaborate.
That's a good question, because what are the rules? Do you know? Does anybody really know? You know, we have people at the border that come in seeking asylum, and there's a process. They have to plead their case. You know, I don't know all the answers, you know, I really don't. I do know that there are people that stay here beyond their visas. You're right, they need to be held accountable. Is there a more humane way of doing that, though?
Again, as you just saw in Gabrielle's report, Marcelo has been released on bond. All of the supporters that I spoke with here today say that they hope everything goes well with his next court appearance. For now, live in Milford, Tammy Talk Badalea, NBC 10 News.